Hi, I'm Claire Rose, and you are watching Influence Matters, brought to you and sponsored by Rosedale Publishing. I invite you to join me each week as we talk about tips, tricks, tools, resources, secrets, hacks, whatever you want to call them, to help savvy influence creators just like you to write, speak, and lead to strategically and intentionally cultivate influence. I'm super excited about today's tip, tool, trick, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to talk about a tool today. So, we're talking each week about either speaking, writing, or leading in some way. Today, we're going to focus on writing, and we're going to talk about a tool to help you write and get published and out into the world. Now, each week, I have a writing tool or tip that has a quote that's like cemented it into my soul, if you will. Now, you're all probably aware of the amazing Seth Godin, who said, here's the thing, the book that will most change your life is the book that you write. And I absolutely concur. In fact, I believe so much in it is foundational to my business model. And this is the perfect time to shamelessly plug something I'm super excited about. Most of the time, I spend my days writing for myself as an author or helping to co-write with others. And what does that mean? That means I help other people to write their words, publish their book, and sound amazing. So together, we developmentally edit their words into a message that they can share with the world that's going to impact their business, ministry, or cause, whatever they're trying to accomplish. So shamelessly plugging here, 8 ways to mind your own business. So yes, it's a play on words, and we thought it was super fun. This is my very first collaborative work. So I've partnered with a lovely young lady. She's younger than me, that's why I call her young lady, but a lovely lady who does mindset coaching. She's absolutely brilliant. And together we are going to walk people through, the reader through, starting their own business, ministry, or cause. So of course I'm handling the tactical side of things, handling the nuts and bolts of how to start a business, things to consider. And Debbie does a wonderful job of talking mindset with you. There's a whole bunch of mindset stuff that goes along with starting your own business, ministry, or cause. So, shameless plug for our new book coming out in probably May, June of this year. And just stay tuned because we will keep you posted on the progress of that. Super excited for this new project. Totally not why we're here today, but it's my show, so I can, right? Okay, so let's get on to the tool of the day. So today's tool was brought to you by our friends that I'm going to introduce in a minute, who believe that strengths and weaknesses make us who we are. And I have a savvy tweet for you that you can tweet out. Our strengths and weaknesses make us who we are. Embrace them. You can find me over at Claire Rose Chat. Okay, so our friends over at Civilized Animal Productions. I think that I said that right. So Paul and Jordan Aspen are the owners of Civilized Animal Productions, and we have their website up if you'd like to pop over and meet them and see who they are. They're the ones who introduced me to this tool. Super excited to share it with you today. It's called Medium. Now, I found Medium last year, kind of accidentally, and I wrote a post on it. So it's a place where you can publish online, and there isn't any requirements other than you set up an account and you can publish on their online magazine. And I did a post, and it actually got pretty good traction, and I thought, that's interesting. Maybe I'll do that again. And then life happened, and somehow it got set aside, and I didn't go back to it. Well, this past week during my mastermind meeting, I was reintroduced to Medium.com, and I thought, this is the perfect tool for my Influence Matters show and for my savvy influence creators. So we're going to talk about Medium and how you use it today. Okay, so Medium.com is where you're going to go to learn about this tool. And here's what they say. Medium exists to share ideas and perspectives for the world's most insightful writers, thinkers, and storytellers. It's really just an online magazine or an online platform that you can use to share your message with the world. Hop over there, set up a free account, hop into the back side of things and look at all of the things that they have to offer. I'm going to share them a little bit with you today, but it's helpful for you to understand the ways that you can use this tool. So not only is it an opportunity to share your written word, you can also import your blog post directly to it so that you're using something you're already doing and repurposing for something else. Or you can just go right onto Medium and create directly on Medium platform. That works well as well. So this online magazine has a monthly theme. So each month it might be a health theme, or it could be a home and family theme, or whatever their theme is of the month. And they also have topic-based collections. So collections of work around a specific topic, or they have publications. So you can pop on there and look at what publications are already existing that you might be interested in writing an article for. So the way this works is people go in and create their own publications, or Medium as a platform will create a publication, and you could just find one that matters to you and participate. Or you think, there isn't one here that matters to me, or I want to control my own. I want to have my own online magazine, if you will. Here's a great way to put your own publication right on Medium. And then all of your content can go for that. Or you can invite other people within the community on Medium to come and give you content as well on your topic. So however you'd like to use it in that way, that works well. Something that is also super exciting is that it is an ad-free zone. So I love that there are no pop-ups or no advertisements or no noise. It's like driving down, in our area, down 19, there's so much noise, visual noise that's distracting. And I hate that. I want to just read the content that I'm there to read, and they do that beautifully. So instead of getting paid, because they're a business, right? How are they going to make their money? Instead of getting paid through advertisers, pop-ups, etc., they have an ad-free zone where they have a metered paywall, and people can write for them and be behind the metered paywall, and then people can subscribe. Now, you can go onto Medium if you'd like and read for free. You can read a few articles on any topic for free. It doesn't cost you anything. They want people to consume this content. You can clap. There's like little hands instead of the heart or the thumbs up that we're used to seeing. There's a little set of hands where you can clap and say, hey, this was a really good article. And that person might make money for having you clap at what they did. They can make contributions. So some cool, innovative ways to pay the people who are actually doing the writing of the content for participating. So membership is really inexpensive. It's $5 a month or $50 a year. Really inexpensive for some really great content. Now, if you are the $5 a month subscriber, those subscription fees, that money goes to the articles that people are writing. So the places that you clap and the places that you say, hey, this was awesome. This was a great job. That's where that goes. But $5 a month to read all sorts of amazing content on a variety of subjects without any advertisement, sign me up for that, right? That's like streaming your movies because there's no commercials, and we're all loving that these days. So readers can read several freebies or sign up and be a subscriber and read unlimited amounts, which is really awesome. So ask yourself this question. Am I interested in getting paid for this kind of writing? You might not be interested. You might just be there because Clara said, Go publish to build your influence, right? Go cultivate some influence for yourself. And that's okay. If that's the reason that you're there, no need to sign up to be a partner with the program. No need to worry too much about having your own magazine. You can just use it however you'd like and get some good exposure, was really what it boils down to for yourself. Now, if you say, like for me, I'm like, why would I not want to get paid, right? Write good content, post it on there. They have a whole slew of editors who will look at your work, probably thousands every day that they look at. And if it's amazing work, they may commission you, reach out and say, hey, author, content creator, we'd like to commission you for an article on X. So you could actually get paid, $200 or $500 to write an article. Well, that's a nice little added bonus, right? While we're out there busy cultivating some influence for ourselves, we can make a buck. Nothing wrong with that. If you're not interested in creating on a commission basis, you don't have to. You can just say no thank you to them if they call on you. Or you can just simply put it on there and wait for people to clap for you. Wait for people to say, wow, this one was good. Clap, clap, clap. And you get a few pennies that trickle your way. So are you going to get rich doing that? Probably not. Unless you're a mad, crazy writer and you can write 24/7, which who has the time for that? Remember, we're building influence because we have a business, a ministry, a cause, something that really matters to us, right? We're here for a reason, not just to make a few pennies here and there. It's a great place if you're thinking that you'd like to get some exposure, pretty easy to use as well. So this week, I have a question of the week for you, and hopefully we'll have a question of the week for you every week. This week's question came from Mary, and Mary says, I'm nervous about getting started, but I know I need to be publishing. Where should I begin? Well, that's a great question, Mary. You might begin with something simple, like a blog. Or if you're already comfortable blogging, you might try a tool like Medium, which we just talked about. But spend some time and do some research because there are plenty of online places that you can publish. And that's a great place to get started. There's no reaching out to editors. There's no submitting query letters. All of the things that go along with trying to get into hard print somewhere, that's kind of removed from most of our online platforms. There are a few that you submit to that are going to require you to submit and then you get approved or you don't get approved. Of course, it's a little higher level than a starter might have, but I want to encourage you to find some place that matters to you. Here's a good example. A few years ago, I did a lot of writing in the timeshare hotel industry. Some topics that interested me, and it just happened. I started writing for them. So there's a number of articles on hotelexecutives.com where you can find my work. So for a number of years, I wrote for them, and you can still find, I think, January may have been my last article that came out on that particular platform. That is a by request only. They have to reach out to you and ask you, but it's industry specific. So they found me because I was talking about my industry that I was working in my industry, and they went, oh, I think she'd be a great addition. I like her writing. She'd be a great addition to our online magazine. Now, this was a great opportunity at the time because it was hotel executives, and that's who I was reaching out to. That's the audience I was trying to speak to. So I found an online place. They asked me for articles. Now, they still have to approve them, and that's okay. I don't get paid for them, and that's okay because it's about exposure for me, right? I'm really just getting content, valuable content out to them in a way that is helpful to them and non-advertising, which kind of on a side note, we didn't really talk about for Medium, but they do have some strict guidelines around that. Remember, I said that Medium doesn't allow advertising, pop-ups, promotions of any time. That's included in your written work. So you couldn't write a piece and it just be about saying how amazing you are, your business or your ministry, your cause is. It has to be actually something that readers are going to be interested in reading that's educational. They're going to learn a little something, and that's super important. So that was just a little sidebar that I forgot to talk about when we were talking about Medium. So back to Mary. So the first thing we're going to talk about is find yourself a place where you can connect online that matters to you, that you care about. Hotel executives worked well for me. They still call me or email me probably quarterly and ask me if I'd be interested in putting an article in a specific edition that's coming out. If it's something that interests me, then I'll send them a quick query letter saying, hey, here's what I'm thinking. What do you think? If they're interested, they'll say, yeah, we'll take that article. And then I have to write it, send it off to the editor. Once it's back and we're all happy with it, I submit it, and then it goes into the queue to come out when it comes out, usually a couple months later. Kind of way that's going to work anyway. That's probably a big step for you, Mary. You probably don't want to start there. Start with where your heart lives. Find an online platform that you can publish on. Remember, it can be your blog if you're not doing that yet, and just start slowly. Put something out consistently. Now, consistently doesn't have to mean every day. Now, will consistently every day get you there faster? Absolutely, right? Lots of content get you there faster. Google's going to love you more. You're going to be more relevant in their eyes. But whatever you decide to do, just be consistent. Consistent could mean weekly. Say, okay, on Mondays or Wednesdays or whatever day makes you happy, I'm going to post something every single week. Publish it online somewhere. I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about actual words that you've written. 500 words or more is a good rule of thumb for that. Something you've actually written that you can put out there somewhere. Okay, now, Mary, take a deep breath. This is going to be a little scary the first time that you hit publish. And to be honest with you, I've been publishing for over 10 years, and I still get a little bit nervous when I hit the publish button. I think that's pretty normal. If you're just starting out, you may sweat this for a while before you push the publish button. If you're submitting to someone who needs to read it, that's even more nerve-wracking. And trust me, we, even as professionals, we still have some of those feelings of anxiety. You just have to know your work, know your value, and just press through that. Now, I'm going to touch on something that I haven't talked a lot about, but I touched briefly on last week, about editing. Everybody needs an editor, right? I use an editor. Having an editor look at your work is really important. Think about the last social media post that you did. How was the grammar? Now, maybe you're a Grammarly lover, like I love Grammarly, and I'm always looking at the latest posts and the funnies about good grammar and poor grammar. I'm mostly just laughing at the poor grammar because it humors me. So have a look at what you've put out there. Are there a lot of mistakes? Are you not noticing them? That's really important because it damages your reputation or damages your credibility a little bit if you're posting stuff that's not as clean and tight as it should be. So I encourage you to find an editor. You can find an editor in a local group, writers group, where you can at least look at each other's work. Sometimes I have my husband who, although he's not an editor by trade, does a great job of catching the stuff that I think that I said, but I didn't actually say. And after you've worked on a piece, I'm guessing 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour even that you've worked on a particular piece for submission, you're going to think that you are reading what you wrote. And indeed, you might not have written that. So we talked about it before, the importance of a cooling period, right? Writing something and setting it aside, having a look at it. But don't skip the all-important editor. Of course, that's one of the things I do with my clients, and we work on the editing of their book, article, blog post, whatever it is that we're working on together. And I act as the editor for them. But there are plenty of places that you can find an editor out there. So first step, Mary, what are you going to do? You're going to find a place that matters that you want to connect with. Secondly, you're going to write some good content for them on a consistent basis. Even if it's once a week, once a month, I wouldn't recommend stretching out more than once a month, but something consistent. Right? And then we're going to write some work. We're going to send it to an editor, have someone edit it for us, and then we're going to get brave and we're going to publish it. Right? I know it can seem scary. One of the things that but my authors, my clients struggle with the most is a feeling of like their work is not good enough. of feeling like they're imposter. Actually, I saw this online the other day. Imposter syndrome was actually a word that they're using. Like, okay, what are they really saying? What they're saying is, who cares what I have to say? Who cares? Who's going to listen to, I haven't been doing this for 50 years. I haven't been doing this for 100 years, whatever it is, right? I haven't been doing this for 30 years. Maybe you have, and then I don't know why you would have imposter syndrome, but it's a really real concern for some people. I promise you that you are ahead of the curve. You are 5 steps, 2 steps, 1 step ahead of somebody. So that's the people that you're speaking to, the message that you're sharing with them. You're just educating them from a place of being, I'm a little farther down the line than you are. I guess a good example is me. I help people write and publish their books. I help people maybe write a speech and get on stage so they can get some influence. I help people find a place where they can connect in their community, where they can find leadership, or sit on a board and be a leader in some way, because it's going to get them some influence, right? Which is the entire point of Influence Matters. It's what we do. So I help people to do those things, but am I an expert in all of those things? Well, I've been doing them for over 10 years. Well, writing for over 20 years. So some people might call me an expert, but I ain't no Stephen King, right? I'm not that person that has 50 top selling books, right? I just have some skill set. I know how to help you developmentally edit your words. I know how to pull out of you the good stuff for your message. I know how to help craft that into something that your audience is going to connect with. So I have some skills. I'm not the best person in the world at it. I'm right here. So anyone over here, I can help you take that next step. Right? So Mary, I want to encourage you, I want to encourage all of you to, where you're at now, to know that what you have to offer has value, that you do have an expertise. You do have something that you could say, hey, here, I'm a guru in this field. Although I don't like the word, I'm a guru in this field. Okay. All right. Mary, thank you so much for that particular question. I think it opened up some good conversation. Really quickly, I want to talk about some of the platforms online that I have found to be helpful. It's not our tool of the day necessarily, but I have found them to be helpful. Online platforms like Hotel Executives, if you're in that particular industry. Online platforms like Zootopia, I think it's called. Online platforms like... Oh, I just looked at a new one this morning, and the name just left me because I'm putting myself out there on film, and the world's watching me. Any place where you can log in and post content for free, that's where I'm encouraging you to go find a place for your voice to be heard. Now, as we wrap up today, and we're running out of time quickly, I want to encourage you to do something for yourself and something for our show. Please send me your questions each week. I'll put a new question up like we did for Mary today. Hers just was a 2-part, but if you need to do more detailed, we're happy to put them on the show for you as well. Be sure that you give me how you want to be talked about on the show. So Mary just gave me Mary B, and that's totally fine. But if you'd like to give me your whole name, if you'd like to include your website or your business name or some other way where people know who you are, I'm happy to do that for you as well. I appreciate you taking the time to send us something. I'd also like to encourage you to be that person that sends me a tip, trick, tool, hack, what a secret, whatever you want to call it, that can help other influencers to build their influence. I know we all have the cool things that we love, the cool tools that we love, and I'd like to encourage you to pick one and send me some information about it. I'd like for you to include your logo if you have one, your name, the name of your company, because I'd like to give you a shout out. So that's good for you because you're getting some exposure, right? We're working on our influence here. But it's also good for us on the show because I don't know everything, right? I'm just a little farther ahead on this journey like we talked about. So send me those tools, those resources so that I can share them with the audience in Influence Matters. Be sure to give me all of your contact information, but if you'd be so kind as to give me a rundown of the tool, please make it a tool that you're already using, so you don't just grab one off the internet so that I have to go research it, but just give me your best insight on this particular tool. So like Jordan told me, she probably spent 30 minutes telling me all about how Medium had been a great tool in taking her publishing to the next level online. It was a great synopsis of, here you have to be a member or you don't have to be a member, all the pieces of it. So just give me some bullet points so that I can speak intelligently about the tool. I'll do a little research on it, and so that I'm sharing all of the best stuff about the tool. But together we can really make a difference. So here's how you can send those things to me, either your question of the week or your tip, tool, resource, whatever it is. Send it to hello@clararose.com and just put in the title, question of the week or tool of the week, resource of the week, whatever it is, and I'll put it into the mix and pull one out each week, and you might be featured on the Influence Matters show as well. Together we can make some really great things happen, and I appreciate you spending some time with me. I have another savvy tweet for you before we go. This one I actually specifically pulled together for Mary because she was talking about how nervous she was. Motivation comes from making the decision to start. Hop on over and tweet that out. You can find me at Clara Rose Chat. So get yourself motivated, get yourself a plan, and please send us stuff for next week and the following week so that we can feature you on our show and continue to bring amazing content to our Influence Matters audience. Remember, each week I'm here sharing tips, tricks, tools, resources, secrets, hacks, whatever it is that you want to call them, to help you be a savvy influence creator by writing, speaking, and leading. Okay, I'm out of time, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next week. As always, get out there and strategically and intentionally create your influence.